If you are a first-time property buyer in Dubai, first of all, congratulations to you in advance. Buying in the real estate is a major decision, but like any other major decisions, there are some key factors to be considered. Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today with me is a real estate agent working with one of the top real estate companies in Dubai, 7th Century Real Estate. Together, he's going to be explaining to us some of the key factors first-time buyers to consider when investing in Dubai real estate. Welcome, Benjamin. Are you happy to be here today?
Sure, I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome. So we are just going to go to some of these major factors buyers should consider when they are buying in the Dubai real estate. And the first key factor on our list is talking about the client's budget. Can you enlighten us more about this?
Sure, thank you. So budget is very important when you're considering to buy a property. First of all, if you're someone who works and you earn salary, right? Most of the developers already have this structured in their payment. So which means when you buy, there's a certain percentage you have to be paying for your property. So first of all, you want to know how much are you making in a month and what is the cost of the project you're buying into. Now that will help you to determine how much are you going to be paying. Of course, by the time you get the details from the developer as per the payment plan, it will help you to structure your finances, bearing in mind how much you earn and then how much you're supposed to be paying. And good enough, these days, most of the developers now have a very flexible payment plan which allows you to pay as low as 1% per month. So this, when you factor it with how much you earn, it helps you to determine how much will you be able to afford for a project. Some projects have high value and of course some projects are very expensive as per your salary, and some will fit into your salary. All right, so for secondary markets, if you're buying from a reseller, it is important for you to know what is the cost of the project, right? And then also your budget, because in some instances, the reseller, in this instance, the landlord who owns the property, by the way, when we talk about secondary market, it means that you are buying from a reseller, somebody who had bought from the developer. So in this instance, some of the resellers already had a payment plan from the developer which they are following. And some developers will allow you to transfer this payment plan to the new buyer. So these are some of the things also you must consider. If the property has a payment plan which the seller already has, fine. But if it doesn't have, it means that you have to pay everything at once. So that is why the budget comes in play now. You have to know, do you have enough money to pay for the property and the extra additional cost, which means the DLD charges, which is 4% of the property value, and then also the commission for the agency who is selling the property from, and then also the trustee charges, where you're going to do the registration of the property. So all these things you have to factor in and be sure that you have enough finances budget.
Okay. Thank you so much, Benjamin.
Thank you.
Another key factor you should consider is freehold or leasehold properties. Can you enlighten us more about what freehold or leasehold is? Okay,
that's very important also. So freehold properties are, this is part of the reformations from DLD to position Dubai as a forefront of real estate in the world. Now, for freehold properties, it means that when you buy the property, you own it forever, literally. So it means that you can transfer the property even to your generation, to your children, as it were. But for leasehold, there is a limit to your ownership. It's as if, that's why it's called leasehold, because you're actually leasing the property from the government, which is limited for only 99 years. So after 99 years, the property goes back to the government. So you must understand that it's not everywhere in Dubai that is freehold. They have mapped out some certain areas as a freehold, which outsiders, foreigners can own property forever. So if you're buying, you want to know where are you buying from? Is it a freehold area or leasehold? So that is why it's also very important for you to work with agents who are knowledgeable enough to educate you on this. For instance, last week, I got a call from a client who is looking to buy a property in Dubai. And he was telling me he wanted to buy in Dera. And we know that Dera is not a lease, it's not a freehold area. So I was able to inform him that what is your aim for buying this? This area you want to buy is not a freehold. And he didn't know. Thankfully, he understood, and now he asked me to, okay, for my opinion, and I was able to educate him. So if you don't know these things, you can, blindly come to Dubai and buy a leasehold, and then after 99 years, what happens? It goes back. So these are the things. That's why it's very important for you to know which area and you want to buy from a freehold area.
Okay, thank you. Just one more question. So what will you advise? Should the investors go in for the freehold or for the leasehold?
Okay, very important also. So for a client, you want to buy because you want to own the property forever.
Yes.
Just like I said earlier on, if you buy from a leasehold, you're only limited to ownership of that property for the period of 99 years, after which it goes back, to the government. Okay. But if you buy from a freehold, you own it forever.
Yeah.
So even when you can will it to your children or your relative, whoever you want, and the property, is yours. There is no time in the future that the government comes to take it from you, because that's why it's called freehold. But for leasehold, it's as if you're leasing, when you go to lease a property, for instance, for a period of time. That's why it's called leasehold. So you're leasing the property from the government for that period, and after that, it goes back to it. So to advise, for sure, you want to go for a freehold.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Now let's go to the third key factor to also be considered. What can you say about location?
Okay, location, of course. In Dubai, in real estate, they say location. That's the key word. So location is very important, because also, if you're investing, for sure, one of the things you want to know is that you want to get return on investment, right?
Yes.
And the return comes from the location. That's part of it, by the way. So there are some locations that have already gotten to the height of their development. In such cases, if you're buying, for instance, for capital appreciation, such locations you may not get it, though you can still get it in rental income in support. If you're looking to buy a property, you want to consider, are you looking to buy for, what is your purpose? Are you looking to buy to have capital appreciation, or are you looking to buy to get rental income? So these are the two questions you need to answer first before you decide. So if it is for capital appreciation, you want to look at areas that have the potential for capital appreciation. Okay. You don't want to come and buy in downtown, for instance, because a place like downtown is already at the height of it. The capital appreciation will not be there. You want to buy in a place, for instance, if I can give you an example, a place like Dubai Island, which is a place that's currently developing, and a lot of infrastructures are coming there, and also Dubai World Central, Dubai South. So these are the places which have a very high potential for capital appreciation. So in such places, of course, if you buy, even if you're not renting, the project is still on construction. By the time you're getting the handover already, if you decide to resell, for sure, you're going to sell it with a profit. So that appreciation would have happened over time. Okay. So yeah. So in location, there are two things, just to summarize that. There are two things you want to consider: capital appreciation and rental income.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So if especially for the first-time buyers and those who do not live precisely in the United Arab Emirates, what will you say in regards to the developers? Should they just buy from any developer, or there should be some research that should be done in regards to the developer you should purchase a property from?
Okay, that's also a very, very good question. One thing I will say is this, there are a lot of developers in Dubai.
Yes.
And thankfully, Dubai Land Department is doing a whole lot of work to regulate and make sure that, the developers here, they conform to the rules and regulations and all that. Okay. But still, you have to do a lot of work. But the work you need to do is to make sure you work with an agent that's going to guide you. Yes. That is very important, because as a person, you don't even know how many developers, you don't know which developer, the track record they have. It's only somebody in the field with experience that can advise you.
Yes.
An agent, a real estate consultant that can tell you These developer, these are the people that have the track record, right?
Yes.
So you want to also check on your own. If they recommend, you can also check on your own. But the one thing that is important is that you want to work with a developer that has the track record of, you know, delivering on time, first of all, and also quality work, and also that have that, you know, plan, you know, payment plan when it comes to payment. So these are the things that you want to consider. Some of the top developers already, I mean, you know, they already have this flexibility in payment, but some don't have.
Yes.
So, but first you want to find out how long have they been in the market, have they delivered successful projects. You know, these are the things that will guide your choice of choosing the developer you want to buy from.
Okay. Thank you, Benjamin. Another factor to consider is payment plan. Can you give a brief of details about payment plan?
Okay, definitely. So payment plan, every project have their payment plan.
Yes.
Even though the project might be coming from the same developer, each new project they have a particular payment plan for that unit. Now, for you as a buyer, you want to find out how does the payment plan fit into your budget, just like we mentioned during the budget listing. So if the payment plan is not suitable for you, though you may like the project, but it will not be advisable for you to proceed with it, because you wouldn't want to get into something that at the end or in the middle of it will become a problem for you to pay.
Yes.
Because at that point you're already defaulting.
Exactly.
So payment plan is structured in a way that it means that a project, you know, a developer is going to put up a project and they've talked to you about it and you like it, you buy into it, but you are not going to pay everything at once. The project might be for 5 years or 6 years or the duration of the project. They will structure the payment in such a way that you pay some percentage of the cost over a period of time of the construction. So that means by the time the developer is finishing the project, you would have paid majority of the percentage, the payment. So this is made in a way that it becomes very easy and flexible for you as a salary earner or as a businessman who earns a modest income to be able to cater out through the project construction period. So the payment plan, for emphasis, you want to go for a payment plan that is as much flexible for your own budget as possible. So if you look at it that the payment plan might be a problem for you, I will advise you don't go for it, because you don't want to get in the middle of the payment and you stuck. Yes, you get stuck. So that's the thing.
So for all our first-time buyers out there, you should choose a payment plan which is flexible and very stress-free for you.
Absolutely.
To avoid unforeseen circumstances.
Absolutely.
Another interesting point is to consider, you have to consider about the resale and the rental potentials of the property you're getting. Can you give us more explanation on this?
Yeah, so each project have their resale potentials and also rental. So you're buying a project, for instance, and you want a project that when you get the handover, you can be able to rent it quickly. The rental percentage or occupancy rate should be high, right? You don't want a project that when you get the handover, it's difficult for you to rent, because the moment you get your key, don't forget that though you already own the property, there are some expenses that you also have to make in terms of service charge, which you will pay into the owners association for that project. So that means that if the property is not making money for you, basically you're going to be paying money from your pocket to service this payment. So that is why it is very important that when you get the property, you should be able to rent it very quickly.
Yes.
For you to start earning income on it, and from that income you can service maintenance and every other thing you have on the property. So that is why rental value or rental percentage should be high. And then also resale value, if you want to resell it, is how quickly can you resell the project. Some projects you get, and that is why it is very important for you to work with developers with the track record, right? So that when you decide to sell, it won't be a difficulty to sell. Sometimes you put a property for sale and it takes a whole lot of time, because the people who are coming to buy, sometimes some of them even go to make a research. Some of them even go for Google reviews. This project, this building was let me know what's up with it, and they go online and type. I've had instances like that where a client who wants to buy a project, after showing interest and you send them all the project, all the details, they just go to Google review and check the reviews, and they tell you, oh, I see that this building, the security, or there are so much leakages, or this, that, So these are the things. You don't want a project or developer that after you get the project, when you want to resell, it becomes a problem. So you have to consider and work with developers with the track record, and then also work with agent who can assist you to get these things right.
Okay. So far, I hope our listeners are having an amazing time with these key factors. One last most important factor which we are going to discuss is it also important for these buyers or investors to consider working with professional agents when trying to get properties in Dubai?
Yeah, absolutely, it's important. And by the way, when we talk about agents, we talk about real estate consultant. Now, there's a little bit of difference between a consultant and usually we talk about agent. Mind you, even the developers also, they have their own internal agents who work with them. So basically what they do is that they sell the project of the particular developer that they work with. Now here is the thing. If you are working with an agent who works with a developer, he is more interested to sell. Of course, he is limited to that developer's project. He cannot sell any other thing to you. So whether you like it or not, whether it fits into what you want or not, he will find a way to persuade you to buy from them, because he doesn't have your interest. So what you want to work with is an agent, a consultant, a real estate consultant who is independent. Who, of course, they work, we work with, real estate companies, but we don't have any attachment with any developer.
Yes.
We work with many developers. We have very good relationship with them, but we don't have any attachment. So when I come to you, want to buy a property, I want to find out from you, what is your purpose? I'll ask you a lot of questions, and this is what agents, real estate consultants, they do. They'll ask you questions to find out what you want, basically, your reason for buying, your motive, and what you want to achieve from the property. And that will help us to tailor or recommend a project that fits exactly into what you want. But the agent who work with developers, of course, they will sell what they have as from the developer. So, but by the time we ask you questions and discover what you want as an investor or even an end user, we will be able to search, through our inventories and find the developer that has exactly what fits into what you want, and we recommend that for you. So it is very important for you, to work with experienced and registered agents that will be able to guide you throughout the process and make it very easy, and you'll be glad.
Okay, so thank you so much, Benjamin, for this masterpiece, and we hope our viewers out there, our investors, our buyers, they are going to get a lot of knowledge from this video. And as always, don't rush, ask the right questions, look for the perfect property consultant to work with, and you're going to get your investment in the right place, right location here in this big city of Dubai. Thank you so much for watching this amazing episode, and if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, forget to follow, forget to share. You can send us messages and we are going to get back to you. Thank you so much. Bye.